Travel back in time with a trip inside the Iowa's News Now vault.
Early this evening, firefighters said the blaze was under control, but as the evening wore on, it became clear that the hose companies still had a fight on their hands. Engine companies from 4 towns all came to do what they could. At the same time, a rumor persisted that some of Dubuque's fire equipment malfunctioned, allowing the blaze to spread. But Chief William Miller says the odds were against them.
From what I understand, there was a good start on the fire when they got here, and they had trouble keeping up to it because the wind was blowing from the south, and that was the direction that the rest of the buildings lay. So there was a common roof, and it went right along to the roof.
An estimate of damage to the buildings won't be available for some time yet, though the cost will be considerable.
It looks to me like it's, quite a few $1 million. Roof's gone. Pretty much of the buildings are very much water soaked inside because we had to get so much water on to get the fire out.
Chief Miller and his men will continue to fight this fire throughout the evening. They'll also be asking questions of area residents and college staffers to find out how this blaze might have started. Tom Bryady in Dubuque for Iowa Tonight. By 11 last evening, firefighters were packing their heavy equipment, although a watchful eye was kept on the buildings all through the night. But this morning, the men continued to probe the ruins, and from the probes came questions. The gentlemen you can see up on the roof are state and city fire inspectors. They have been up there for more than 2 hours, checking the damage and trying to figure out just how this fire started. Dubuque's fire chief monitored the investigation from his office this morning, but getting concrete results may take a while.
It'll be a long time before they come. When I say a long time, it's going to take a matter of days before they can get something put together. Unless something really jumps out and tells them what happened, it's going to be a while before they can get it put together.
Insurance adjusters will be investigating the buildings along with school officials in the hopes that as much of Clarke's records and library materials as possible can be saved. Even so, the emotional loss may be more difficult to assess. Joel Shetler of our Northeast Iowa team has more on that.
Mike Acton is a professor at Clarke College and an advisor to the Student Publications Department. His office used to be on the 3rd floor of the library. Now there is virtually nothing left. It's been said by some that Clarke College lost its heart and soul in this fire, but there is also some evidence that it may have gained something.
I think, if anything, it's more or less molded the students and the faculty together, as a single team to try to overcome the problems that we have.
There was evidence of the community spirit all over campus today. Radio station KDTH asked for contributions for the college during a call-in program this morning. The station raised over $1,400 from its listeners in only about 45 minutes. Then there were the Red Cross volunteers, some of whom were at the scene over 24 hours straight, handing out supplies and refreshments to the firefighters.
Since 2 o'clock until now, we've served 65 gallons of lemonade and punch and 25 gallons of coffee, 1,000 ham sandwiches.
Students, faculty members, and anybody else handy formed a human chain this afternoon to scuttle the undamaged books out of the library to a safe, dry location. Among the fire casualties were hundreds of diplomas for the graduation ceremonies tomorrow. But the printers found out about that loss, made up some new diplomas, and the seniors will get their sheepskins on time. Joel Shetler, 2 Action News, Dubuque.